Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech and this is the unboxing of the Tecno Camon i4. So guys, this is the box and this is the first phone from Tecno to come with a water drop notch or the dot notch, whatever they want to call it, along with a triple camera setup and that too under 10,000 rupees. Now technically on the box this phone is priced at 11,500 rupees but the final selling price would be 9,500 rupees, and most importantly this is a retail phone. So smartphones have really come a long way to offer you all these things at 9,500 rupees. So on the box, just like all the previous Tecno phones, once again it boasts about its 111 promise, one-time free screen replacement, 100-day replacement and 1 month of free extra warranty. And at the bottom it boasts about its most highlighting feature, that's its best anytime camera, dot notch screen and the 13 megapixel AI triple camera setup. That's a very weird way to put it. Anyway, this is how the box looks on the front. On the left side, once again we see the same highlighting features. On the back we have some specifications, IMEI numbers and so on, and it even says made in India. Now without any further delays, let's just unbox this phone. Now this phone is sold only in one variant, comes with 2GB of RAM and 32GB of storage at 9,500 rupees. It's a retail phone, but you can also buy it on Amazon. It is available in multiple colors, but I have the midnight black with us right now. So guys, at the top we have just the phone itself. Let me just put that aside for now. Next we have a separation. We also have the IMEI number. Next we also have the sticker. Next we have a soft silicone case. This is the first time I'm looking at a patterned soft silicone case. Next we have some documentation, user manual, 1 month of extra warranty, that's the warranty card. Next we have the SIM card ejector over here, the same thing we have been seeing with previous Tecno phones. Next we have the 10 watts power adapter. And finally we have the micro USB charging cable. And these are all the contents of the box. As usual, there are no earphones inside the box. Now let's come back to the phone. I'll talk more about the case in a minute, but let's look at the phone. So here's the phone and this is how the phone looks on the front. It comes with a screen guard pre-applied and this is how it looks on the back. It comes with a sticker with SIM card information, IMEI numbers and so on. So let me just peel that off. So going by the current trend, even this Tecno phone comes with a glass bill. And on the back it has this fiberglass material with just a plain black background. It looks pretty much like a mirror. Now this is how the phone looks with the free case on. It has cutouts for all the ports. It even has this flap thing going on for the charging port and the audio jack, just for some additional water resistance. It has a slightly raised lid for the display and even for the camera module. So even if you place your phone directly on its back or on its front, phone is still protected. Still, I would suggest you to keep your phone always on its back. Now even with this case on, buttons are sufficiently elevated and have a nice clicky feel to them. So the case is pretty good and you can definitely start using it right out of the box. Now let's have a quick physical overview of this phone along with the complete specifications. On the back this phone has a fiberglass and underneath it simply has a plain black background, but for some reason it does produce this rainbow effects and it does look pretty cool. Now at the top it is a triple camera setup with a 13 megapixel primary camera with f1.8 aperture. That's followed by a 2 megapixel secondary camera for depth sensing to take portrait shots. And at the end, it has an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera with 120-degree field of view. That's followed by quad LED flash, Camon branding. On the right side, it has a circular fingerprint scanner with anti-oil coating. And finally at the bottom, it has a Tecno branding. Now on the front, this phone sports a 6.2-inch HD Plus display with the new dot notch screen in the new 19.5:9 aspect ratio with 500 nits of brightness. So the display on this phone is going to be pretty bright. Inside that dot notch, you get the 16 megapixel front facing camera with f2.0 aperture, some sensors, and above that you can find the earpiece. Below the display it's completely plain, but the chin is kinda big. Now coming to the sides, on the right side you get the power and volume buttons made of plastic. They are sufficiently elevated and have a nice clicky feel to them. At the top it is completely plain. On the left side you get the SIM card tray housing 2 nano SIM slots along with a dedicated SD card slot. Finally at the bottom you get the mono speaker, micro USB charging port, primary microphone and the 3.5mm audio jack. So guys, that was the physical overview. Now for the rest of the specifications. This phone sports a Helio A22 processor, that's a quad-core processor clocked at 2.0 GHz. It will be running iOS 4.6 based on Android 9.0, that's Android Pie, with 2GB of RAM, 32GB of storage, and powering all this is a 3500 mAh battery. Now this phone doesn't support fast charging and comes with a regular 10 watts power adapter inside the box, but Tecno likes to call it the rocket charging. Now as far as the physical dimensions goes, this phone has a thickness of 7.9 mm and weighs just 141 grams. And that's truly insane. Now in hand, phone doesn't feel all that sleek. Well, it is sleeker than most phones, but it doesn't feel all that sleek. But most importantly, it is pretty lightweight. Like 141 grams is super lightweight considering a bigger battery. So initial impressions, except for the CPU specs, rest of the things looks pretty good and pretty reasonable for the price. And for just under 10,000 rupees, you're getting the dot notch triple camera setup with the new fancy back, and that too under 10,000 rupees, and that too for a retail phone. So guys, now let's turn on the phone and see what we get right out of the box. So guys, this is how the phone looks once we turn it on. This is the default launcher, and you also get the app drawer. You just need to swipe up. There is no dedicated button. Just like the Pixel phone, swipe up for the app drawer, and these are some of the applications that come pre-installed. And just like Google has its Google Feeds on the left side, even this one has something on the left side with some widgets and some information. So this is the default thing, and this is the recent tabs page. This is the interface. So out of that 2 GB of RAM, we get about 1 GB of free RAM right out of the box. Now let's check the storage. So out of that 32 GB of space, you get about 24 GB of space for your user apps and user data, which is definitely sufficient considering this phone also has a dedicated SD card slot. So guys, this is the about page, and this phone is running iOS version 4.6 based on Android 9.2 Oreo with January security patch, which is pretty good. Now this phone, or the iOS itself, is very well optimized, and Tecno continuously gives security and software updates, and if there is any bug, they also fix it pretty quickly. I am using the Tecno Camon i2 phone probably for almost 1 year now, and it still gets software and security updates, and it still gets bug fixes. So when it comes to updates, security patches and bug fixes, Tecno definitely delivers. Now let's look at the camera interface. Now Camon series phones, or the Tecno phones in general, are usually known for the cameras. They give you the best cameras in the price segment, and for the first time you're getting a triple camera setup, and that too under 10,000 rupees. So the picture quality from these cameras should be pretty good. Now this is the interface for the rear camera. It has AI inbuilt and it is enabled by default. It even has auto HDR, so that's a pretty good thing. Now to switch to the wide angle camera or the wide angle lens, you need to click this toggle over here. So let me just take a picture in regular mode, and this is the wide angle mode. So here are the sample pictures. This is the wide angle mode, regular mode, wide angle mode. So the wide angle is definitely pretty huge, and I'll be showing you more pictures later, but as for the interface, this is it. Now coming to the rest of the modes, on the left side we have video recording. We can record video only at a maximum of 1080p at 30 fps, and on the right side you have the regular beauty mode. Bokeh mode, that's to take portrait shots, that's with blurred background. Capturing speeds are pretty good. Finally, you have the AR mode. Now let's check out the front facing camera. Now this is the interface for the front camera, and it's a 60 megapixel sensor, and just from initial impressions I can say the camera is pretty good. You're gonna get some pretty good looking selfies even in low lighting conditions. Exposure control and color reproduction is also pretty good. It is overexposing the colors a bit, but colors are to the point, and I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing. Now you also get regular modes like video recording at 1080p. Next you have beauty mode and portrait mode, that's portrait selfies just with a single camera. And next you have AR mode. Just like on almost all the phones these days, you can see this AR lens where it adds these stickers to your face. So these are some more sample pictures. It does have some pretty good collection. So guys, that's the camera interface, and these are some sample pictures. Now let's test the speaker loudness. guys, I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech, and in this video I'll be showing you the most important tips and tricks for your Redmi Note 7 Pro. By the way guys, in this video I'll be just talking about tips and tricks if you want to know about all the features offered by this. Now with that said, the first thing that I want to show you on this phone are the full screen gestures. Now select full screen gestures. Now once you do that, make sure you enable this particular toggle. Now once you're done, you can swipe up to go. So guys, speaker loudness on this phone is kind of okay. It's not good or the best, but there is still room for improvement. It can definitely be used for ringtones, alarms and media consumption, but as I said, I just felt it should have been slightly more louder. Anyway guys, now let's check the fingerprint scanner and face unlock features. I've already set it up, so let's give it a try. Fingerprint scanner is pretty fast. It's not super fast, like not the best in the world, but it is pretty fast. Unlocks the phone almost with a tap, and it is pretty consistent and pretty fast. So definitely usable, no complaints there. Now let's test face unlock feature in good lighting conditions. And even face unlock works. It is kind of okay. Once again, not super fast, but pretty good, usable. I'd rather use a fingerprint scanner. I'm almost seeing the lock screen for about a second. Now let me turn off all the lights and see if it works in low lighting conditions. So even in low lighting conditions, it is working. There are just some teeny tiny lights on the background, but it's still working. So it's pretty much usable even in low lighting conditions. Now let me turn off all the lights and see if it works. So guys, now it's completely dark. There's not even a single light. Now let's see if it works. And it still works. It is probably the first time a Tecno phone has performed this well in low lighting conditions. I am really impressed. So guys, face unlock works really well in all lighting conditions. Especially in low lighting conditions, it tries to increase the screen brightness and then read your face. Overall it works, but I wish it was slightly more faster. It still works, it is usable, but I wish it was slightly more faster. So guys, this is the new Tecno Camon i4. Well, the only downside for this phone is the processor in terms of performance, but if you're someone who's looking to buy a phone in the retail market and you don't play a lot of games, then this is definitely a very good choice to consider. You're getting a triple camera setup with pretty good cameras. Even the selfie front-facing camera is pretty good, as you have seen in the sample pictures. You will get regular software and security update, which many other brands in this price segment do not offer, and most importantly, it's just under 10,000 rupees and you're getting all these cool stuff. Well, when it comes to performance, it is definitely a hard sell when you consider Redmi Note 7. But if you're someone who is looking to buy a phone in the retail market without waiting for the flash sales and you want good cameras, good software optimization, overall a good Android experience, I can definitely recommend you this phone. So guys, what do you think about this phone? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're interested to know more about this phone, link will be in the description, check it out. And if you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech signing off. Have a nice day.